Good afternoon, my naysayers. I am so happy to have you. I am Naisha. This is the Naisha B Show. Welcome, welcome. So today we are going to be discussing Real Housewives of Potomac, season 6, episode 2. So in this episode, we pick up where we left off at Wendy's nude interlude party, where she debuted her new tits. And we learned on this episode that she's Miss New Booty as well because she got a little junk in her trunk now. She was trying to play, all coy last week, like booty. Who got booty? Not me. But then today she's like booty, 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 rocking everywhere. So we find out that she got a little dunk now. Okay, so shout out to her. So Mia's like, oh, so at first you didn't want to say nothing about your booty when I was talking about, before I said I had work done, but now you miss new booty. Oh, noted. And I was like, so you mad, Mia? Is this like war of the work getting done? Like, I don't know, but we'll get to Miss Mia later, okay? So anywho, yeah, so Wendy passes out her titty cupcakes. She wants them to lick on them and all that. I was like, okay. And Giselle seemed to be enjoying herself. I was like, let me find out. So Mia also comes to Giselle's defense and says that she's a great judge of character and that Giselle has a beautiful heart. And I was like, okay. So then Karen and Giselle, they're still going at it, Karen interpreted Giselle saying that Uncle Jessup, shout out to Is Rocks, i.e. Ray, would be 6 feet under before her looks faded when he suggested that she get her shit together and go ahead and lock a man down while she still was young because eventually she's not going to be fine and it's going to be a little harder. So she was like, oh, well, you're going to be dead in the ground before these looks fade. And Karen was like, you wish that for my husband. You know what I'm saying? She's, feel free to interpret that however you will. You know what I'm saying? Because, that's what you do. But at the same time, I'm not sure if she was actually wishing death on Ray. I think that she's just ultra shady and she likes to point out the fact that Ray's on the older side and that, what I'm saying, he might be closer to the grave. But who's to say that she won't go before Ray or any of us? Because, we don't know the time nor the hour. So watch what you say, Giselle. Watch what you say. We ain't trying to play with the Grim Reaper like that. So anyway, then we meet Mia's family, her husband, who's I think 32 years older than her, Mr. G. I think his name is I don't think I wrote it down. I just wrote G. So they call him G. I'm gonna call him G. So we meet Mr. G and 3 of her children. More so the little girl. The little girl, she has a little temper tantrum because she wants sprinkles. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's how we get down. That's what's up. And so G does not like for Miss Mia to take business calls while it's family time and why she should be spending all of her time with her child. And I just kind of think that was a little dramatic. Like, I know some people may be like, oh, when it's parent child time, no distractions. And I get that because kids do need to feel important. Kids do need to understand that regardless of what you may have going on, that they always come first and that they're loved and all of that good stuff. But at the same time, she was on the phone call, at least for what we saw, because it could have been edited. I don't know. But at least from what we saw, she was on the phone for like 2 minutes. And she was kind of just finalizing some things. And then she got back to what she was doing. So I kind of felt like I got controlling vibes from Mr. G. But I mean, for me, what other vibes could you get from a man that much older than you? Like, I understand like a 10, 15 year gap. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like 20 plus years, like we kind of dabbling into like petty territory. And I don't mean pedicure. I mean pedophile. like I don't know. Cause he was 32 when you were an infant, a newborn, fresh out the cooch. Like, ew, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at it like this. Being with someone, just say, for example, like I think Ray is what, 17 years older than Karen, 15 or 17 years older than Karen. For me, that's not a huge deal. It's definitely a gap. But it's not the huge. It's like if Ray came to the baby shower for you, he would be like a teenager there. He wouldn't be expected to bring a gift. But like if G came to your baby shower when you was a newborn, he would be grown as fuck. And he would be expected to like bring a gift and like be drinking and like holding the baby. You're like, oh, what a cute baby. You know what I'm saying? Like Ray will probably be like, oh, can we go home? Why am I here? I want to go play PlayStation. you see what I'm saying? That's kind of how my mind interprets those type of things. But no judgment, because when I start dating again, my man gonna be a little older than me. But like I said, I'm probably gonna cap it at like 10 years. I think 10 might be like, because I feel like between 7 and 8 may be a safe range for me. But you know, this video ain't about me. Back to the show. Okay, so like I said, I feel like Mr. G is a little controlling, but we're gonna move on past that. So then Candace is shooting her pilot. She's playing a stepmom to some biracial children. Well, look at that. And she's like, is that life? Imitating art? Imitating life? And I'm like, I think it's just art imitating life, period. Like I don't know why I gotta add the other one. I think it's just art, which is the show, imitating life, which is your life. I think that's it. So yeah. So anyway, she's shooting her pilot. We find out Chris is her husband now, and I'm like, that sounds like Chris ain't got shit to do, but that ain't none of my business. So then we see Mimi, also known as Ashley's mom, come and visit her and Dean. And Dean is so cute. He kind of looks like because I don't mean it in a harmful way, but it could be harmful. So I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that alone. So anyway, Ashley's mom comes and Ashley tells us that sex has been, because see, the first episode, Ashley told us that she and Father Time hadn't been having sex. And so we were just like, okay. But then this episode, she tells us that they haven't been having sex because it's uncomfortable for her. And she's glad that she has more than one hole so she could please her husband in the meantime, in between time. And her mom was like, well, yeah, that's cool. Everyone has to be pleased. And I was like, this is so awkward. Like, I'm so glad that you have that type of relationship with your mom, that y'all can be open and transparent like that. And I hope that if I have children, that they feel comfortable enough to share those type of things with me. But I just don't know if I want to be shared with like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to definitely open up that space for them. Because, if they can't come to you, who can they come to? You know what I'm saying? Who can they run to? But I'm going to just be like, Lord, because I'm going to be like, Jesus. Oh, my child get fucked in that. You know what I'm saying? So I just, okay. All I'm going to say is that was an awkward ass scene for me. I wasn't, and it partly it was awkward because Michael creeps me out. Like, Michael creeps me out. Like, he just is so to me. And it's like, you just be letting this old ass, wrinkly, nasty ass white man have his way with you like that. And then you had 2 kids, so he be we're gonna move on from that. I can't, I'm gonna throw up the breakfast I haven't even had yet. Okay, cool. We can't talk about you no more, Ashley. Okay, so we see the inside of Giselle's West Wing, and she reveals that Jamal is actually living in the phone. And I was like, well, yes, Jamal does live in the phone. And I'm so glad that, like, we're all on the same page with that. I really am glad that, like, we're here on that. Because, yeah, he lived in, like, 1, maybe 2 scenes in the phone. And under, like, a heap of excuses that we just didn't give a fuck about. Because, like I said, before we even met this Negro, you told us he was a cheater, pumpkin eater. So, I mean, I was trying to figure out why you expected us, let alone your children, but the rest of us, i.e. the viewers, to support that stupid ass shit. Like, no, we're about elevation and next level and doing better than you were before. Like, that's some backtracking for no damn reason and heartache and confusion and holy whoring and shit. Like, no, girl, no. So Robin says that she's not shocked by the fact that Giselle and Pastor Holy Whore are no longer together because she felt like, well, hell, I thought they were just kicking it anyway. Like, I didn't know that was a thing for real, for real. You know, I thought that, like, you know, they were kind of at the beginning stages. So it kind of fizzled out, and I was like, okay. And I was like, damn, that's like one of the realest things Robin has ever said on this show in 6 fucking seasons. Like, thank you, Robin. Thank you. Like, I thought that maybe you had a little real nigga in you, maybe just a little bit. And I see that you do have just a little bit, because that was some real shit. Because I wasn't thinking it was new and it was just starting out. I was thinking it was some bullshit. So I felt like we were still on the same page with that. So anyway, and then she also is honest about the fact that the outside of Giselle's home look a mess. Now, I live in an apartment, so I don't have no space to be talking about nobody's home. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't even there yet. So do you, sis. But I'm just saying, it did look a little home on the range, and they kind of just slapped an extra side of the house on the side. But again, progress. Because see, last season, you didn't even have no furniture for real. You know what I'm saying? So do you, boo. Anyway, then she also mentions, she meaning Giselle, also mentions that Ray and Karen are still having tax problems. Therefore, he'll be dead yet again. Because this nigga just got to be dead before anything happens. But he gonna be dead before they have a home. And I'm like, how the hell is that possible? I'm sure they've had homes before. They may be renting now for whatever reason, but that's their business. Like, ownership and that type of thing, like, it's levels to that shit. And to me, it sounds like you just now getting a house that ain't even done yet. So I'm confused. And then on top of that, you talking about people with tax problems to your friend who got tax problems, and those are her personal tax problems. It wasn't like Robin's business. It wasn't like her hat business had tax problems. It was like Robin had tax problems. Juan didn't even have tax problems. Juan was like, bitch, that's your shit right there. You know what I'm saying? So, and he lived with her, and he probably half the reason she had the fucking issues. You see what I'm saying? But he didn't even have no parts of that. So it's interesting to me how you can be so emboldened to say to Robin, who dug herself into $90,000 worth of tax debt on her fucking own, how you can feel, and she's just now building a house. She been fucking shacking up and living in apartments with her baby daddy / ex-husband / fiance / I don't know what the fuck, but I don't know how long. And you gonna tell her that the grand dame's husband's business got tax problems, therefore they can't build a house right? Giselle, go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere, Giselle. I'll sit down somewhere. Okay. So then Karen and Ray, they have a hubby and wife gossip moment about Jamal and how trifling he is. And she felt like she did take it a little far when she spoke with Giselle at the party. But we know she really don't care. She was just saying that shit. She took it exactly where she wanted to take it. And they basically discussed the party, that Karen is throwing for the couples and everything, a love party around Valentine's Day. And so Wendy has a family dinner gathering, and her sister and her brother come, and I think a couple of her sister's children and her mom, and they have some Nigerian cuisine. And I don't know if y'all have ever had Nigerian cuisine, but it's fucking amazing. And yes, like Wendy said, it do be spicy, but I love spicy, so I'm here for it. But shout out to my love Nikki and her jollof rice, because she put me on that when we were in law school, and I love it, and I love her. And again, Nigerian cuisine is the shit. So Wendy was telling y'all no lies. So anyway, Mom Dukes decides that she likes, Wendy's new rack, and she wants her a new rack because her rack is like flapjacks. You see what I'm saying? And she's also decided that her children and her in-law son are going to pay for her new boobies, and they have until December. So we'll see come January if Mama Dukes is gonna be having a new rack. We'll see. But the way she runs shit, she probably will. So then we see that Karen, and Wendy also wants to do home essentials now. And she showed us a candle, and I was like, go for it, Wendy. Like, I too have struggled with my artistic side my creative side versus my intellectual side, because people, like she said, people often try to put you in a box because like, oh, well, you're smart and you do this and you're a lawyer, or in her case, you're a doctor, professor. So therefore you're in this box. You have to do this. You have to wear this. You have to be this. You have to say this. You have to, and honestly, transparent moment, that's partly why my YouTube channel is a year behind, because I was trying to fit into that box of what I felt like was expected of me as a lawyer, a mediator, having a YouTube channel. And so after getting kind of just overwhelmed with feeling like it became more of like an obligation, more of like a chore, more of like a business tactic than something I enjoy. And so once I decided that my YouTube channel is going to be what I want it to be, I'm going to speak freely on what I want to speak on. I'm going to speak how I want to speak. I'm going to cover what I want to cover, and so on and so forth. I've been consistent ever since. So I just feel like if Wendy is serious about really wanting to do that business or any other business outside of her profession, I'm here for it, because just because you may be smart or accomplished in whatever, have certain degrees, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have an artistic side and do other things with your life that aren't so business related. So, anywho, shout out to you, Wendy. I hope that the candles and the essentials work out for you. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to you. So, Karen goes to Ashley's and they have a little kiki. And Karen basically reveals to us that she lied about the shade that she threw at Giselle when she said she went to Sing Sing, which I guess was supposed to be like a mental hospital. She said that she basically made it up because it sounded good at the time. And we were like, okay. I kind of would rather you just ran with it. You know, I do believe in being real and telling the truth, but you should have just ran with it, because you doubling back like that. It all made us be like, see, Karen, that's the shit we be talking about, man. Like, we know you be lying, and but see, we be trying to just because you the grand dame, so we be trying to keep you on your throne, but then you be doing shit like that. Like, okay. So then Baby Dean wakes up and he ain't feeling Karen. He wake up and she's like, hey, and he like, nah. And then Karen was like, I holla at y'all. And she dipped on that with her fur coat and her fedora. So, yeah. So then, see, y'all, you know, me and this complicated ass notebook. Okay, so then Juan, so the invitations that Karen sends to her love party are in like Ferrero Rocher chocolate boxes or whatever. And so when Juan and Robin get their invite, Juan is like, oh, I'm definitely not going to that. And we're like, duh, Juan, we know. We know. If you're not contractually obligated to appear in the scene, we know you won't fucking be there. Is Jamal coming? No, he's not. Is Juan coming? No, he's not. We already know that. So don't worry about it, Juan. We didn't save you a seat. No way. We was just inviting you out of courtesy of Robin because she was invited, but because she's your little minion follower, you know, bed wench, she gonna do what Daddy said. And Daddy said we ain't going to that. So okay, big surprise there. So then Giselle, she has mommy-daughter time with her daughters, and I live for her daughters. Like, her daughters, one of the best things that production did was put her children, because if y'all notice, none of the other children get that much camera time. Yes, Karen's kids are grown out the house. And Candace doesn't, you know, have any outside of her stepkids, and we finally met them. But most of, you know, because even from the other seasons with the other wives that had children, none of the children get that much. Even Robin's kids, we've met her children, you know, they have a scene here or there, but like Giselle's children actually get camera time. They actually have confessionals, and production knew what they were doing. They knew that by putting Giselle's children on the show, that ups her likability, because her daughters are everything. Like, her daughters make me want to have daughters, because I just want daughters I could sit up and have lunch with, and we can just have real nigga moments. Like, I just want, you know, like, and even though Giselle has her ways and she can be like a interesting mother sometimes, I do see the and I don't like how she kind of shut them down with the whole Jamal thing, but I do see the openness and the comfortability that they do have with her, and that's very important with mothers and daughters. It really is, because there will be a lot better mother-daughter relationships if daughters felt comfortable being honest with their mothers, because mothers are like the shit. Like mothers have like lived basically a whole life before they even gave birth to you. So they have like so much knowledge and game that they can give you, but it's like these dynamics be so fucked up. So to see Giselle be able to have these type of dialogues with her daughters, and they can be open and honest and joke with her and tell her about herself and how her niggas ain't shit and they really ain't stunning her right now. Like I'd be here for that. How Giselle just eat her chip and eat her food and sit down. Like I'd be here for that, because it's like Giselle is not a perfect person. None of us are perfect people. So to be able to listen to her daughters and let them be who they are and love them and vice versa, like I'm here for that. So production, when y'all threw Grace in the door and what was it, Grace Adore Angel, when y'all threw them on the show, like that was definitely a plus for Giselle, because without them, she probably would not. She would be like the Kenya on the show, and y'all had to throw Baby Brooklyn on there, even though her face be blurred out. But we see what y'all did there too. So anyway, enough about them. So Karen's party is underway, and Giselle doesn't go to that either, and Mia and G come, and everyone meets G or whatever. They're the first to arrive. Then Wendy and Eddie come, and then Ron and Robin do not. And Ashley comes sans Michael, of course, because Michael's at home with the baby, which for me is probably Michael's not at home and the baby's at home with the nanny. But again, that ain't none of my business. Oh, and I think because I'm a YouTuber now, I'm supposed to say this shit. Everything is alleged. This is for entertainment purposes. Yeah. So, because I ain't trying to get sued out here. So, I'm going to say that too. Because, see, I think people starting to watch me now, and I ain't got time for that shit. People saying I was slandering and all this type of shit. So, allegedly. I don't know if that's what's at the house. So, anyway, and that's one thing I like about Ashley. She's a great deflector. Like Michael always puts her in these awkward positions alone, and she always seems to be able to get out of them with a smile. So I'd be like, you know what, you go, girl, because I probably wouldn't have went if I was her. But anyway, so then Candace comes. She's like, I'm going to go because I know that by me being able to go to this, I am showing myself that I'm strong and I don't have to have all these Post-it notes and potions and shit, and that I'm over Monique dragging me in my wig and I can go and be happy. And so we're like, okay, Candace, good for you. So then Mia, she becomes a flip-flopper. So now I'm back on Mia again. So first episode, I was digging Mia. I'm like, okay, I fucks with Mia. You know, what's up? But then this episode, now I'm kind of side-eyeing Mia, because I'm like, first of all, I don't feel like it was your place to jump in and say shit about Giselle and her potential good heart, because you don't know Giselle from a can of paint and Karen's your friend and you just got here. Secondly, then when y'all at Karen's love party, you sitting up here talking about, oh, well, maybe Giselle isn't a good person if what you guys are saying is true, and so on and so forth. And I'm like, it's funny you say that, because Giselle's not here. And so I ask myself, would Mia have done that if Giselle was here? Inquiring minds want to know, because I don't think that you would, but you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I just don't think that you would. And now that G is not there, she's just a pretty. Oh, and then she said something about her. Maybe she's just a pretty face, and it's just like, you have a lot to say. So when Miss Wendy checked your motherfucking ass, I didn't really have too much to say, because Wendy be on one sometime, and I thought she was being kind of shady to you at first, but maybe Wendy knew something that I didn't know, because I was thinking it was kind of like some mean girl shit, like she's the new person, you know, and then this season is opening up about her and her new body, and then here you come with the shit, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of thinking it was like that, but then now I'm seeing you for your work, so I'm kind of like, maybe Miss Wendy knows something we don't know. So when she checked your ass, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Cool. So at first, you know, she was kind of giving it to her, but then she done pulled the whole hand in the face thing, and she like, what you gonna do? And Wendy like, whatever. I'm Zen win. I'm like, okay, Zen win. So anywho, then they play this couples game, and because Ashley isn't there as a couple that day, she is the host, I guess. She's the one leading the game. And so it was, I mean, it was cute. I don't know if I'd ever want to play it, but it was cool or whatever. And so Eddie and Wendy seem to be the most in tune. And a part of me is like, oh, that's so cute. But then another part of me is getting like, Eddie just seemed real whipped to me. And I don't mean like the good kind. Because I feel like all men should be whipped for their woman and vice versa. But I feel like, did you put some like Nigerian potion in? I don't know. Like I don't know. Like he just give me real, just, like, I don't know. Even like at the reunion when Andy asked them something and she was like, honey, and he was like, and she's like, see, and I'm just like, I don't know. It just gives me real like controlling vibes, like on Wendy's part. Like, I don't know. Like I said, all men should be head over heels for their woman and all that stuff. That's not a problem. That's a beautiful thing. But I don't know. Eddie just gives me like, he's just afraid of, I don't know. But anyway, and what really made me feel that way was when the question was, out of the group of women, who would your husband go for? Now, I know that could be an uncomfortable question, but I think it's funny because at the end of the day, if you're in a relationship and y'all are solid and so-and-so, and you're a mature adult, you understand that your significant other is not blind. Your significant other, so just because you may be around other attractive women, that doesn't mean that your husband is going to actually try them. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's when knowing your partner and how they move and your respect level and all of that kind of comes into play. So for me, like I said, I can understand for some people how that could be an uncomfortable question, but I just feel like it's more so kind of just fun. Because I mean, when you with somebody, you know what they like. So I just feel like that's more so what it was. But Eddie, this man's answer was not applicable, child. I said, not applicable? Like, not applicable? Is that your final answer? Not applicable, child. Okay. And so then, yeah, the show ended with the couple still at Karen's. And I mean, that was basically it. So I mean, this episode, it was cute. It wasn't a whole lot to it, you know what I'm saying? It was, it was cool. So that's my review. Thank you again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the Nation B Show. Become a naysayer, you know what I'm saying? Get your life and all that wonderful shit. And as always, it has been real. Toodles.